What's the most inaccurate thing your child has ever been taught in school? My daughter came home from 6th grade history class looking puzzled. Dad, did you know Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492? She asked. I smiled. Well, what do you think about that? She frowned. I thought the Vikings came first. And weren't Native Americans already here? I was proud. She remembered our museum trips, the documentaries, and the books we'd read together. She'd always been curious about history, and we'd talked often about indigenous cultures and Leif Erikson's journey to North America. The next day, she raised her hand in class and politely shared what she'd learned outside of school, that Vikings had landed in North America centuries before Columbus, and that the continent was already inhabited. Her teacher shut her down on the spot. That's just a theory, the teacher said. Columbus discovered America, and that's what's going to be on the test. My daughter came home visibly upset. This is a kid who loves learning, who's usually confident and outspoken. Being told she was wrong, not even invited to discuss it, really deflated her. I tried to stay calm. That evening, I emailed the teacher. I was polite and respectful. I attached links to articles from the Smithsonian and National Geographic detailing Leif Erikson's voyage around 1000 CE, archaeological evidence from Newfoundland, and, most importantly, the fact that indigenous peoples had been here for thousands of years before any Europeans arrived. The reply was short and dismissive. I have to follow the approved curriculum, the teacher wrote. I can't confuse students with alternative facts. Alternative facts. That's when I knew it wasn't just a misunderstanding. It was willful ignorance. So I scheduled a meeting with the principal. When I arrived, I brought printed materials, Smithsonian articles, maps, timelines, and pages from the district's own curriculum guide, which clearly outlined instruction on pre-Columbian history, including Viking exploration and indigenous civilizations, like the Mississippians and ancestral Puebloans. The principal looked through everything carefully. She was quiet for a moment, then said, "I'm really sorry. This is unacceptable." Turns out the curriculum absolutely included pre-Columbian history. In fact, it emphasized critical thinking about historical narratives, including how history has often overlooked indigenous perspectives. The teacher was required to revisit the lesson and present the correct information to the class. She had to apologize to my daughter and the class for dismissing a valid, fact-based contribution. My daughter came home beaming that day. She actually said, "Sorry," she told me, and I got to explain about the Viking ruins in Canada. That moment meant a lot to her. A few weeks later, the principal called me to follow up. We had a good conversation. She admitted that this particular teacher had received prior complaints about rigidity and refusal to adjust even when presented with updated or conflicting historical sources. By the end of the school year, the teacher wasn't rehired. I didn't cheer about it. I don't think anyone wants to see someone lose their job. But I do believe in holding educators accountable, especially when they shut down curious kids who are trying to engage and ask questions. My daughter still loves history.